Hello and happy December. I cannot believe that it is already the last month of 2020. That is insane. But I'm going to be making homemade bath bombs today, and so I figured might as well video it and see if, this might be something that you would want to try as well. I have used these for several different gifts, for Mother's Day, birthdays, throwing in Christmas presents. It's just fun, people appreciate it, and it's homemade. So I have made this recipe several times. There's lots of different homemade bath bomb recipes. This is the only one I've used, but I've done it so many times, it's just tried and true, so I stick with it. So these are some of the bath bombs. This one's a little bit broken up, that I've made before. This one is like a blue color, and it's like a peppermint eucalyptus. These ones were at one point flowers. It's hard to tell now. They're kind of broken up a little bit. But these are flowers. These ones I made, they're kind of a pink color, and I made them lavender and jasmine. And I made another batch that was like orange, and they were an orange and lemon scented. So, hi Mom, I see my mom's watching live. Alright, so I'm going to be making these bath bombs and showing you how to do it. So this is a super easy recipe. You're going to start with 2 cups of baking soda, which is kind of a lot, but I already measured this out. This is 2 cups. And you're going to mix all your dry ingredients first, like baking, but I don't actually ever do that. I just dump it all in at the same time. Turns out the same to me, but whatever. Alright, the next thing is a cup of citric acid. This is probably the most obscure thing in it that you wouldn't already have around your house. I just bought mine off of Amazon. But honestly, I think that these bath bombs fizz up just as well as store-bought ones, and it's because of the citric acid. And then you're going to take a cup of Epsom salts, which again, you can buy any kind of Epsom salts. Some of them are already scented, but I buy unscented and then scent them myself with essential oils. Okay, now we're going to mix that up. I got to get a spatula. Forgot that part. Alright, so I'm just going to mix it up. And these are all of our dry ingredients. The next thing we're going to put in is coconut oil, which you can actually substitute for any oil, but in my opinion, why would you ever use anything but coconut oil? It's so good for your skin and natural and smells good and all the things. So I already melted my coconut oil. It's only 1/4 of a cup, which when I'm done, I'll post the full recipe in the comments as well for anyone who wants it. Alright, so as I'm mixing this up, whenever you're watching, I know probably not a lot of people are going to be on live because it's 9 o'clock at night, but for anyone who watches it on replay and stuff, how are you guys feeling about Christmas being close? If you're like me, you can kind of I can sometimes forget that it's coming and not have to worry about it until it's December, and then you're like, oh, yeah, it's actually coming. But also, thinking of presents always stresses me out a lot, so I'm done already with all my presents. I have everything bought, everything figured out for everyone. Just finished that today, so I'm feeling pretty good about it, but usually it's very stressful. Alright, so once that is mixed up, now we're going to add our essential oils. I'm going to do eucalyptus and peppermint again because I just really like that combo. I'm a big fan of anything eucalyptus. So it says 10 to 15 drops. I'm not really counting. But I'm going to do half eucalyptus and half the peppermint. Okay. I tend to like them to smell really a lot, and so I put a little more. And then for coloring, some people say you can use food coloring. I don't know that I trust that for skin or bathtubs. You have to be careful what you use for coloring, that you don't dye your bathtub or your skin. And so I bought these. There's a whole package of them, all sorts of different colors. They are totally natural. They're healthy for your skin and your bathtub. They won't dye anyone. So it's good stuff. I've tried it. It works. It says to do 4 to 9 drops. That is not enough for this amount of stuff. So I honestly do quite a lot. Alright, and it's funny, that always reacts with the citric acid and wants to color and foam up. Alright, so this part kind of takes a minute. I think I'm actually going to use a fork to get it all mixed in. The color is definitely the hardest part to get evenly dispersed. But something that I learned is I love bath bombs. I think they're the most fun thing ever. But they're actually, store-bought bath bombs are, one, super expensive. Hey, Ashley. I see that you love my sweatshirt. Thank you. I love my sweatshirt too. It made me happy. So I love bath bombs, but they're pretty expensive and also turns out really not very good for you with the things that they make, a lot of the store-bought ones. And especially the fragrances can be pretty harmful to your body. And so I like this because it's essential oils. You know that those are safe. It's same with the coloring. You know, when you're making them yourself, you know what's going in them. And so you don't have to be worried about them being harmful at all. Another thing with, you know, like the peppermint and the epsom salts and stuff, those are great for like sore muscles and things like that. So I like to sometimes take a bath or whatever, like after a workout when I haven't worked out for a little bit. So yeah, you got those sore muscles. All right, so I think that's pretty good. It's kind of like a little bit of a minty green color. I don't know, might be not showing up perfectly, but it's a nice minty green color. And now we're gonna put it in our molds. So for molds, you can use pretty much anything. What I found is the silicone works the best. So this is just a silicone like cupcake tin. And it works really great because you can just pop them out without damaging the bath bombs once they've hardened. But I also use this one, and this is just a metal lucky thing that I also use, but it doesn't work quite as great. So I fill up this one, and then I have enough for like half of a pan of these as well. The other thing is this size makes a really good like one bath bomb, whereas the flowers I generally put 2 of those in for the bath because it just, you know, you want more because they're smaller. So, all right, so to do this, I just kind of start scooping it in. I'm gonna use the spoon. I just scoop a little bit in and then press it down and kind of keep doing that, adding a little bit, pressing it down. It's pretty powdery at this point, even though, like, you know, with that oil and stuff, it's still really powdery until you press it in, and then you gotta let it sit and it will harden. So I basically let them sit for like 24 hours before I take them out, just to make sure they're good and hardened and aren't gonna crumble apart. Another fun thing that I do sometimes is I bought these, they're little like fabric rose petals. I got them at the dollar store, like a whole bunch of them. And sometimes I'll stick them in just like a couple at a time. And then put some more stuff in and pack it down. And then put a couple more, just because it's kind of like, I don't know, like rose petals in the bath. It's just like relaxing, and I don't know. I feel like that's a thing, so I was like, I don't know, it's fun. A fun surprise, especially if you don't know they're in there. If you're giving them as a gift, a lot of people put like, I don't know, like little rings or like random little things in bath bombs, so I just thought that that would be fun. So I just pack it, keep adding more, packing it down till it's all the way full. And the one thing I will say about the rose petals is make sure you don't stick it right up to the side when you're packing it, because one, you can see it then later, and the other is it kind of makes it less sturdy to have like the gap on the side, so you want to make sure it's all the way in the middle. All right, so now I'm going to show you. There's one little packed in one, and so I'll do this whole tray and then half of the flower tray as well, but I won't make you sit here for all of that. So you basically get the idea. Like I said, I will post the recipes in the comments again. And then for gifts, what I do is, you know, if these are just for myself, I'll just stick them in like a bag, you know, all by themselves. But if I'm doing these for gifts, what I'll do is I will wrap them in saran wrap and then tie a little ribbon around it, so they're, you know, not going to crumble everywhere and they look, you know, nice and presentable. So yeah, I hope that you found this interesting or helpful, or maybe a gift idea you can use this Christmas. I know a lot of people are going low budget and homemade this year, and you know, if not, hopefully you at least enjoyed watching me make it and were amused. All right, that's all I got. Bye, you guys.